Welcome to the Spunky Spirit Podcast. I'm your host, psychic medium Carrie Muggs. This is where we learn all things spirit, everything from spiritual gifts, awakenings, ghosts, aliens, and starseeds. Nothing is untouchable, but always fun and spunky. I am honored to be on this spiritual journey with you, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Hello, my little spunksters. How are you? Welcome to this episode of Spunky Spirit. This is Carrie Muggs, and today on this episode we're going to talk about curses and hexes and the evil eye and what they're really about and are they real and all the things about them. So first let's go into are they real? People who place curses. Well, I don't even know where to start this. The evil eye. Let's start with the evil eye. Here's the thing. If you can imagine it or you can think about it, I mean, they're real, right? Curses and hexes are real. They're real because somebody does them. Somebody places a curse on people, or somebody does the voodoo doll thing, or somebody does a hex on somebody, or somebody gives somebody the evil eye. And it's not great if the person who does this has some magical stuff behind it or knows exactly what they're doing and has a really ill intention. Most of the time, if you're giving someone the evil eye or you're jealous of somebody or you're even scrolling on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, that's what makes it so hard now is you can scroll and be jealous of somebody and accidentally send them bad intentions. So yes, it's very real. They're very, very real. There are some people that do go and do them with hexes and curses with real legitimate intention, which makes them not so great. And then there's the evil eye where I'm going to kind of go talk about the evil eye and where it came from and things like that. But here's the thing. They can be real. That's not the question. It's how much power do they have over you, right? So if somebody gives you an evil eye or somebody sends you a curse or somebody sends you a hex, how much power does it have on you? If you believe in it, you give it the power. Your belief and your power and this is everything you have in your guidance, in yourself. If you allow that to penetrate or you allow that to get past your guard or you believe in the hex or you believe in the curse, then that's what gives it its power. If you don't believe in stuff like that or believe that your frequency is too high to penetrate that stuff, then it's not going to have very much power, is it? So it's kind of a belief system. It's kind of hard because we live in an age where people do so much blaming and do so much victimhood that they blame things on, oh, I must have picked up this lower frequency, or, oh, I have a curse on me. I've had bad luck for 10 days in a row, or, oh, there's a family curse. There's got to be a point where you've got to own your stuff. You got to own your shit because sure, there could be a curse on you, but how much power are you giving it? How much power are you letting it have control you? Like if I don't want to go out today because I have a curse on me, that a bad luck curse, then you're giving it so much power. It really is about the power you're letting it have over you, and no one can have that control over you. No one can you're letting it have control over you. So we are going to talk a little bit about, I'm not really going to talk about the curses and the hexes themselves. I will talk a little bit about the evil eye, but I mostly want to talk about, where they stem from and how you protect from them. Because if you're just naive and living in a world where, especially in a day and age where spiritualism is growing and people are, you have witch talk and TikTok, and people are starting to create these curses or these magical things without really knowing how to do it. And they could summon up something super crazy, like the whole conjuring. I was listening to a podcast with one of the ladies who was part of the conjuring before it became, a Hollywood thing. And they said that they think the reason it was caused is because they called a medium. Stuff was happening at the house. They called a medium to come look at it, and some of them believe that the medium actually summoned accidentally because she didn't know what she was doing. And so, if people don't know what they're doing, and if people are trying these things on Witch Talk and they don't know the bearings or the research, or they don't understand the witchcraft, or they don't understand, and I'm not saying witchcraft is all, it's not bad. It's just a religion. It's not even a religion. It's just a belief system that people have and what do you think manifesting is? Spell casting, manifesting, praying, all of that stuff that we put out in the universe comes back to us. Or even like when we send people love, it's the same thing. When we said, we're sending you hugs, we're sending you thoughts, it's the same thing as if you send them the evil eye, or if you send them bad thoughts, or you send them ill intentions. It's the same exact thing. The only thing is if you understand and you know the intention and you know how to do it with real, it can have more power, but not if you allow it to. You are in charge of you, and it can't have power over you. That's why when people all the time are saying, I see low frequencies on me all the time, that's because you're letting it have power over you. You can't let it have power over you. You own your shit, you heal your shit, and you control your stuff. Now, is some of this maybe kind of scary? Sometimes it can be, but if you know, this is why I'm going to tell you things that you can do to stop it from happening. So curses and hexes are things that are like summoned spells, summoned like with very ill intent towards you. Now, the great thing about this is with curses and hexes, you can do the whole, well, we'll kind of go over how to protect yourself against this stuff, because I honestly do this every day. I do some of this stuff every day because of the work I do every day, and I don't want to pick up. And I smoke I put smoke through my whole office every day, or Palo Santos. I also do a cleansing prayer through my whole office before each reading, and I wear certain jewelry to keep negative energies away. Not just regular negative energies or lower frequencies in spirit, but also from people. Because some people who want to stay in victim mode and who don't want to move forward or raise their frequency can bring in some bad energy, or not intending to. That's the thing. Some of these witches, I keep saying witches and I meant curses or hexes, have intentions, and some of them don't. Some of them don't even understand. Like when I was younger and my dad was an alcoholic, I didn't understand that, a lot of the bars and stuff that he went to probably had lower frequencies, and he was bringing that home. And that's probably what I saw when I was younger. Some of these scary things. I was probably just seeing some things that he unintentionally brought home with him. So like you can go to a bar and talk to people, and they'll be like, some of the lower frequencies like to hang out there, and it's kind of hard. It's such a hard subject because some people do it with so much intention, and some people don't do it with any intention at all. So we're going to kind of talk about the evil eye. So the evil eye is that kind of, it's like the eye of Horus, the all-seeing eye, and it is depicted by like a blue circle with like another blue circle in the middle. I actually do wear an evil eye bracelet just for this, because I'm going to be honest, you guys, I do run around with, or I am in the circles of other mediums and other people who know how to do spiritual manifesting, know how to cast spells, and so I wear it as a protection just in case I accidentally piss one of those people off, right? So, because I don't want it to have any power over me. And if I believe in this amulet, or in this bracelet, then it's going to have that power because I believe that it does. So I also wear a black tourmaline bracelet because it helps get rid of negative energy, and I know that it's working because I've gone through a couple of them. So I know when it breaks, I know it took the hit. I know it took that energy, and it's time for me to get a new one, because it can only absorb so much before it needs to be replaced, or before it just can't take it anymore. So if that piece of jewelry that and I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. If it breaks or anything, it's because that took the hit. So, or it hit, or the lower frequency affected it enough to make it so it just can't take anymore. So I'm going to kind of give a brief history of the evil eye and what it means, because I didn't even know this existed. I really honestly didn't even know that this existed until I started doing spiritual work. And when I realized, if you are scrolling on Facebook or Instagram and you kind of are like jealous of somebody, that is an intention. You're sending them bad vibes or bad energy, even if you didn't intend to. So that's where you got to be really careful. So just, in the different cultures, the evil eye is kind of the same meaning all the way around. And the evil eye is thought to be an expression, it used to be thought to be expressions of harm or pain or misfortune on somebody else. And the earliest known evidence, it dates clear back to Greece, to Rome, and Egypt, even with the Eye of Horus. And it is believed that the evil eye was the greatest threat to any person that you send it to. And also, too, this is why people don't like to boast about things. This is why you're always told not to boast or not to be proud, or because in the olden days, it was thought that if you boasted too much, you would get attention of the evil eye, and the evil eye would set a curse on you. So just the evil eye itself, because basically what would happen is when you would boast, most people would be jealous of that, right? And so that would cause people to be jealous. And if they would look at you with jealousy, that would cause ill intent or the evil eye. So that it can cause the person could suffer, whoever receives the evil eye can suffer mental or physical illness from the gods or the goddesses punishing them with the evil eye, or just plain people who gave them bad looks. So the evil eye is also known as a look or a stare that is believed to bring bad luck to a person. So even if you give somebody an evil eye or a glare, it can send them bad energy. Like, honestly, you guys, everything is energy. That's all this is. And you just get to decide whether or not you receive that energy or not. That's all it is. It is believed to bring bad luck to or harm a person, and if it's directed them for any reasons like jealousy or dislike. It is a curse or a legend believed to be cast by a malevolent glare, and usually is given to a person when they are unaware. The perception of the nature and the phenomenon it causes and the possible protective measures varies between tribes and cultures. So basically, whatever you believe in is going to stop it. So if you believe sage will stop it, or you cleanse yourself with sage, then it will. If you wear a mirror necklace, so it sends it back to the recipient or the giver, then it will. That's why I wear mirror necklaces every day when I do readings, because whatever's sent to me, it just gets sent back. And that's not a bad thing. It just gets sent back. I also I wear a mirror necklace, and I wear tourmaline for lower frequencies, and I wear an evil eye bracelet. And I totally believe that they work. Mirrors are huge. Mirrors work awesomely. And so anybody who thinks bad thoughts about me and sends that direction, or anybody who's mad at me, or anybody who is thinking jealous thoughts while they're posting on Instagram or Facebook, it just kind of sends it back to them. So it's a universal. So the evil eye is the spiritual part, or the energy part of it. But what protects you from the evil eye is the symbol of the evil eye, which is what I'm talking about in my bracelet. And you can see lots of people wear it. It's like a blue circle with a white circle and then another blue circle. And it is the talisman that protects you from the evil eye, or the evil frequencies that are associated with the eye. This is, it just protects you. And so it repels any kind of spiritual energy that comes in a negative way. So I guess the evil eye is something that would protect you from any kind of evil thoughts or jealousy or envy or anger that is directed towards you intently or unintently. And then the tourmaline that I wear is protection from lower frequencies or spirits, the actual spirits that are low frequency. And the mirror is also something that if somebody like an evil eye thing, that if somebody sent you ill intentions or ill feelings, it would bounce back to them. So the evil eye and the mirror kind of do the same thing, I think. That's what I've understood. So these repellents or evil eyes can come in pendants. They can come in bracelets, earrings, rings. You could hang them from your car or in your car window. They can be in your main doors or entrances of your home to keep them protected. Okay. Now it is believed that the evil eye protects you from spirits and bad luck, and it is commonly used to cleanse curses away, and it protects to ward off and reflect the evil glares, and that can be a mirror too. So when somebody casts you an evil glare, then the mirror will protect you. But honestly, you guys, amulets and pendulums, and not pendulums, but what do I want to call them? The any kind of talisman. Any kind of talisman that you use will help. But honestly, just raising your frequency, keeping your frequency high, and making sure that you are in the right state of mind, or that will help a lot too, because there gets to a point where your frequency is too high to mess with. Your frequency is just too high to mess with, and that's the truth. So I love, so you can wear some necklaces, you can wear any kind of jewelry that helps with that, and there's other ways too, and so we're going to talk about other ways. You can use so when I do a reading, and I always say sometimes you might be a little overwhelmed, salt clears the energy too. So the best way to take a Epsom salt bath or a bath is if you make it a ritual. So if you just are like, oh, I just had a reading and I want to not feel fatigued, so I'm going to take a bath. That's one way to get grounded. Salt cleanses, but there's really nothing you should have to cleanse after a reading. Honestly, you can mostly after readings you just want to ground because you're going to be feeling a little bit tired. You're not taking on that energy. It's a healing process, and so it makes you feel a little fatigued. But when you feel like maybe you are cursed or you feel like you're having bad luck all the time, it is kind of a nice ritual. A bath is a nice ritual. And it's not just a bath every once in a while. A ritual bath is one of the best ways to get rid of bad energy or bad vibes or bad juju. Just take a regular bath or shower ritually, so with the intention of releasing these energies. Fill your bath. You can do a hex removing bath every month, or you can do a curse removing bath, or just a bad energy. Now, salt is a cleanser. Salt cleanses you. I did have one person one time tell me that salt leaves you wide open for more bad energy. That's not that's kind of an oxymoron or whatever. It's kind of a two-blade sword. Salt does cleanse, but it doesn't make it so you're so cleansed that you attract more. Because if you have these procedures and rituals in place, you shouldn't, after a salt bath, it shouldn't make you more open to more damage. So I would say once a month a salt bath to, get rid of whatever. It's a good thing. I used to do it all the time until sometimes baths can be a little harder when you start to go through. This is probably too much information, but sometimes baths can give you UTIs, and when I was going through some menopause stuff, the UTIs were kind of a pain. So I didn't do baths as much, and that's when I started wearing the amulets or the talismans. So monthly baths with Epsom salt helps. Also, too, another thing that's really cool is people are always like, well, how do I protect my kids? Well, I always tell people who kids can see shadows or things like that, I always tell them to put raw tourmaline rocks in their bedrooms, or sage their rooms, or Palo Santos their rooms. But mostly, too, you honestly could just lick your thumb. And this is an old thing that they used to do to protect their kids against the evil eye. You can lick your thumb, put your thumb on your child's forehead, and just say something like, "Decis," or "I protect you. You are protected." I also have a a cloak meditation that you can use for your kids, or you can just imagine a cloak or white light or gold shimmering around your child and protecting them. So you can, because kids are too little to understand this and you don't want to freak them out, so you can always do those things. White lights, the thumb on the forehead, any kind of thing like that that protects your child. Because you know what? You're doing it with that intention. You're doing it with that intention to protect your child. And so that is very, very strong and helps you a ton. Lemons. Lemons are really good to remove curses, and you can tell when you'll be able to tell, they say with lemons, that whether or not it's truly gone. So you take a lemon and you cut it into halves, and you sprinkle each half in sea salt, and then you move the lemon over like over your body, or you can put it in a bath. You can put it in a bath too. And when you do it, you imagine or you picture the lemon pulling that energy out of you. And you can say things like, only the highest good is allowed here. Only I am surrounded by only the highest good. Or you can say things like, low frequencies go away, even that. And then after that, you put your lemon in a safe place, and you can check on it for the next few days. And if it begins to dry out, it is said to have removed the curse. If it gets moldy, then you need to do it with another, you need to try again with another lemon. I think that's crazy. That's so funny. I didn't even know that. Like, if it dries out, you've removed the curse. If it's moldy, you need to repeat it with a fresh lemon. You need to repeat that whole thing. So wash it away. You can just take any kind of powder jars or other things that someone has tried to. It says here, if you feel you have been hexed, the first thing you should do is look around for any powders or jars or other signs that someone has tried to work a curse on you in your home, which is crazy because no one would go to your home and do it. But if that's, and if you find the hex or the jars, you destroy them, and you open all your windows, and you sweep or vacuum the house completely, and then mop it from the back to the front using a floor wash. So just regular washing away, all you guys, honestly, it's just intention, right? Salt is supposed to work. I do use salt in house clearings. I will put salt in the front door and the back door. So any kind of salt will work, but sea salt works the best because it is a cleanser. So salt would be my thing. And if you wash it away, I would do it with maybe some salt water, put some salt in the shower, put some salt in the bath. Also, smoke it out. This is the sage stuff. We've talked about saging before. You can also use Palo Santos or mugwort or blue sage or sweetgrass. Any kind of, this is like even like fireplace smoke. If you use that. But again, it's all about intention, right? And it seems that fire and smoke do a really good job doing this too. So it's all about intention. You can do it with water. Water cleanses. Salt cleanses. It's just really about what you believe in, and if you let it have control over you. So if you if you just want to be on the safe side and wear an evil eye bracelet, and I would say too, if you're in front of a lot of people a lot, and you're around a lot of people all the time, I would use some sort of a talisman, like the evil eye or the sage, or a bracelet of some sort, of a stone, your favorite stone, because crystals do have energy. And I know a lot of people are like, well, Jesus will help me, and Jesus, why would we use those things? Well, then ask Jesus to protect you, and if that's what you believe in, because it's all about belief and intent. And so if you believe that Jesus will protect you, and you believe that he's the one who's gonna, then he will, because that's what you believe in. So you pray to Jesus and ask to be removed, have the curse removed or whatever removed, and also to a cross. Just a cross on a necklace would be a great talisman instead of the evil eye talisman or tourmaline on a bracelet. And you don't have to get tourmaline. Any kind of black stone, black jet works, obsidian works, onyx works, those kinds work. My favorite is, for me, during readings and stuff, the best has been I've Tourmaline's always been my go-to. So basically, again, it's all about energy and attention, receiving and believing and releasing. It's all about you and your health and your mental health and whether or not you believe in this stuff and or whether or not you allow it to. So if someone were to send a hex or a curse, I just feel like I'm protected enough that it's not I I don't I just feel like, and there has been times in the past that I have sought out some. There was one experience in my life that I did seek out an exorcist, and honestly, at the end of the day, it was me. It was me raising my frequency. It was me having the courage. It was me being brave. It was me knowing that my power was stronger than theirs. So it it was because if you go to somebody like that or you go to get healed, that's great, but you're giving your belief to their power and not to your own. So, but if you believe in their power, that's great because it'll work, right? Because it's about intention. It's what you believe in. So, what I do, and I'm just telling you what I do, I wear a mirror necklace every day when I do readings. I wear an evil eye bracelet and I wear tourmaline on my all of the tourmaline on my right hand because that's where I receive. Now, most people receive on their left and they give on their right. I'm backwards. I receive on my right and give on my left. How do I know? Because when I give readings and spirits come through, I can feel everything on my right side. So that's how I receive. But most people receive on their left side. But I do know when I went to a drum making class, she did say you are counterclockwise because usually when you sage something you go clockwise and I was the opposite. So that's a whole other thing too. That's all about knowing what side you receive on. If you get ideas or you meditate or things like that, what side do you feel that? And if you don't know, then maybe wear it on both sides for a little bit. Maybe wear a ring on one side and a talisman on a bracelet on the other side. But most of the time, you guys, it's how much power you give it. It's how much power you let that have over you. People have different beliefs concerning the evil eye. Some people believe that it isn't simply negative energies. They believe that people actually send spirits, but honestly, it's whatever you think it is. And you can get the evil eye talismans off Amazon, any kind of holistic store. You can hang them in your house, do whatever you want to. I do remember, though, don't get all confused with the evil eye and regular, because I remember when I first started meditating a lot and my third eye was opening, I did see a big eye in front of me, and it was just symbolizing that my eye is opening. That my eye was starting to open, my third eye was starting to open and awaken. So I hope that helps you guys. I know it's kind of crazy, but honestly, at the end of the day, yes, these curses and hexes can be real because somebody can send them to you. Somebody can send you negative energy, and there are such thing as some lower frequencies. But honestly, if you want to, if you need to, I can't say this enough. See if it's you first. See if it's. Don't give it any power. Don't give it your power. Don't play victim. Don't. And if you just fight it and you do all the things and it still's happening, then maybe seek somebody spiritual out. But because maybe, but if you don't know people who can send that strong of a curse, then more likely it's just probably like Mercury retrograde. People give that a bad name, and I even do too. Because the last 2 days, Mercury retrograde started yesterday, and I can tell the energy shift and everything that happens. Okay, this went wrong and this went wrong. I can blame it on Mercury retrograde, but I can also be like, okay, Carrie, you need to slow down and just think and not be so in a hurry. So don't just because it has a bad name. I think Mercury retrograde gets a bad name because people are like, oh, it's always, the planet shifts and looks like or has the appearance of going the opposite direction. And it really is just an energy shift. And what happens is it just kind of shifts us. And so our energy is either more or less, and we can feel that energy shift. Our body feels that energy shift. Our spirit feels that energy shift, and we're just adapting to the change for a minute, and that's all that's happening. But I just don't like the victim blaming of, oh, it's Mercury retrograde. But it's kind of fun to do that too. So, but if you seriously are having consistent bad luck and you really feel like you're cursed, or you really feel like somebody has ill intentions to you, do these things, do the ritual bath, do the talismans, do these things to protect you. And if you still feel like something's got power over you, then seek help, seek spiritual help, seek a counselor, seek those kinds of things. Because honestly, it only has enough power as you give it. That's kind of, and I've dealt with some pretty scary stuff. So just know that I say that with what I know, with what I've experienced. And like anything, you guys, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. That's why I love this podcast, is because we learn together. So if you have any comments or any experiences with that, please let me know. And I would love to hear them. And I love you guys so much. And remember, always remember, you have everything you need inside of you. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you liked it, please subscribe so you never miss another one.